Let me give you a story time on how I found out that the father of my child was cheating on me with his mother, and his mother ended up being pregnant. Yes, bitch. So this was about 5 years ago, and everything was going smooth, cool, calm, collect, whatever. One day I just was getting weird fucking vibes out of no fucking where from his mother. Like, is you cool, ho? So she walked up to me and she said, "Do you really love my son like you say you do?"
Imagine trusting the man you love to take care of your heart and your child, only to find out he's been sleeping with his own mother. Imagine handing your baby to your mom for the afternoon, thinking it's just another quiet day, while the people you trusted most are checking into a hotel together behind your back. Imagine reaching for your seatbelt, just trying to stay safe in the chaos, and instead grabbing a used condom. Proof that everything you believe in has been ripped away. This isn't a nightmare. This is Richie Barb's story, and it will haunt you. Let's be real, we've all had some wild cheating stories online, but Richie Barb's 9-part TikTok saga may be one of the most jaw-dropping yet. This isn't just some story time for entertainment. It is messy, painful, and deeply uncomfortable. And what makes it worse? It feels way too real. Richie claims that her baby daddy cheated with his own mother. And yes, you read that right. His mom allegedly ended up pregnant. So grab a seat because this story is about to get dark. Richie jumps straight into her story. No intro, no small talk. She makes it clear. 5 years ago, her life was flipped upside down by something so disturbing it shakes her voice till today. At that time, her relationship seemed fine, no more even. Until her baby daddy's mother started acting different. Not in a quirky way, like seriously strange. One day, out of nowhere, the woman looked her in the eye and asked, "Do you really love my son?" No context, no setup, just that. Richie was confused but answered yes. In her mind, maybe the mom was trying to test her. Maybe the baby daddy was planning to propose and this was just some sort of emotional screening. But she was wrong. Very wrong.
Let me give you a story time on how I found out that the father of my child was cheating on me with his mother, and his mother ended up being pregnant. Yes, bitch. So this was about 5 years ago, and everything was going smooth, cool, calm, collect, whatever. One day I just was getting weird fucking vibes out of no fucking where from his mother. Like, is you cool, ho? So she walked up to me and she said, "Do you really love my son like you say you do?" And I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? Remind you, I've been dating him for fucking years. I'm like, what? Huh? In the back of my head, I'm like, he's proposed to me. Like, is this motherfucker finna propose? Because that's what I'm thinking about. Like, I ain't thinking about shit else. So I was like, yes. So after that, she didn't say shit. Like, days and days, months and months go by.
The weirdness did not stop. In fact, it got worse. The mom would give off unsettling vibes, cold stares, and weird silence. Richie tried to bring it up with her baby daddy, but he shrugged it off. She's always been like that. Still, Richie had known the woman for years. This energy shift wasn't normal. And then came the day everything really started spiral. Richie casually mentioned that she left their baby at her mom's house. Her mother-in-law suddenly got up, stormed out of the house, and jumped into her car. Richie was stunned. Before she could even process it, her baby daddy followed behind without saying a word. She waited. Minutes turned into hours. Her gut told her something was wrong. So she checked the location on his phone. They were at a hotel. Trying to keep calm, she FaceTimed him. He answered. He looked relaxed, said he was just calming his mom down. That she got upset because she did not get to see her grandson. It did not make sense, but she tried to believe it. Then they stopped answering her for 3 hours. When they finally came home, they acted normal, laughing, talking, like nothing happened. But when Richie got in the car, something wasn't right. She could smell it. That smell. You know the smell. The one that tells you someone's been doing something they shouldn't. She asked him about it. He claimed it was just his mom who had been in the car. "You're being dramatic," he said. Trying to shake it off, Richie reached for her seatbelt, and that is when she saw it. A used condom. The moment she sees the condom, she snapped. Richie grabs the wheel, causes the car to swerve, and they crash. No injuries, just rage. She gets out, picks up a stick, uses it to pick up the condom, shoves it in his face. He's speechless. His only response? Let's talk at home. Girl, what?
Every time we came over to the family house to go see her, she just took her nose up at me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I tell the father of my child, and he was like, oh, it's nothing. She always act like that. Remind you, I've been in a relationship this fucking long, and I ain't never seen this type of reaction from her. What you mean she always act like this, bitch? No, the fuck she don't. Okay, so fast forward to she was asking me, she was like, where's my grandson? I was like, he's with my mother. Y'all, she stormed out, went in her car, and left. I'm looking like, what the fuck is the fucking problem? Like, remind you, a lot of shit been building up this whole entire time. But, you know, I'm respectful. I ain't got time for all the rah-rah. I do not try to, you know, disrespect my elders. That's not me. So, of course, the father of my child went and followed her. And I'm like, so I got his location. I got that location. Why the fuck do I see both of them are at a hotel? The only reason I know that both of them are in a hotel because I FaceTime him. And I said, are y'all okay? What is going on? What's the problem? So he was like, oh, no, we good. I just had to calm her down. We had a hotel, etc., etc. He flipped the camera. He showed it to me. And I'm like, calm her down for what? What the fuck is going on? So she tried to make this big excuse like, oh, I wanted to see my grandson, but he's over there with your mother. Like, it's just not her motherfucking grandchild, too. Like, are you cool? Reminded you, I'm a mother at the end of the day. I needed a motherfucking break. And I got my motherfucking break. So, okay, boom. They ended up coming back. It took them 3 hours to come the fuck back. I was blowing this man's phone like, where are y'all? I'm thinking like the worst of the worst gonna happen. Like somebody got in the wreck. Like that's what I'm thinking. Cause like everybody just went MIA. Okay, remind you, it's nighttime now. They end up pulling up. So I'm nervous. I'm like shaking like, what the fuck is going on? Like, are y'all okay? He was like, chill. Yeah, we okay. I was like, okay, cool. So he was like, let's go home. I was like, okay, cool. Got in the car. Why in the fuck do I smell like a sex odor? A sex odor. Y'all know what the fuck that smell is. Nothing but pussy. So I was like, who been in this fucking car? I got the fuck up so motherfucking fast. I said, who been in this motherfucking car? He was like, nobody. The only person who been in this car was my mom. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? So I'm like, why the fuck do it smell like that in here then? He was like, oh, I don't smell shit. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, you always doing this shit, da-da-da-da-da-da, trying to make an argument. Narcissist, narcissist, narcissist. So I'm like, bitch, don't play with me like I'm dumb as fuck, bitch. Then I asked him, I said, so where the fuck is her car if she was in the car? Like, I'm thinking like, this a lot now. Cause what the fuck is going on? What you lying? Why you lying for? So he ended up telling me her husband went and picked up the car and I dropped her off. I said, dropped her off where? This bitch gonna say, I dropped her off to my grandmama's house. Her mom. I said, okay. I'm quiet. Sitting in the car, riding. We got like a good 30-minute drive to go home. So while we driving, the new model cars, it beeps when you got your seatbelt on. So the motherfucker kept beeping and it would not stop. And it was because of me, I had my seatbelt on. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna put this bitch on. That's what I'm saying in my head. So I'm looking down and I see a fucking condom, y'all.
Richie tells us she went psycho. She physically attacked him. He did not hit back. At a gas station, she texts her mom for help and breaks down. Everything she thought she had, a happy relationship, a loving partner, was a lie. When they finally get home, she starts sparking. He begs her not to leave and then drops the bomb. It was my mom.
Let's talk about it when we get home. When I tell you I just psyched the fuck out on him, like I really did, knocking his shit clean the fuck out. So a couple of minutes passed by and we still like brawling. He's not touching me. I'm the one laying hands. Somebody walk up to us and ask, is everything okay? Before I spoke and said anything, my ex said, yes, everything is fine. Everything is fine. I stopped fighting him. And I walked the fuck off. Literally, I walked to a gas station, y'all. So he's running after me. Keep trying to talk to me. Keep trying to get in my ear. I slapped the fuck out of him while I was walking. Get the fuck out my face. Don't say shit to me. So I'm at the gas station. And I text my mama and I said, call me as soon as possible. When I text something like that to my mom, she gonna call me then and there. So weird. I don't know. She did not fucking call. It took her goddamn 30, 45 minutes to call.
But not in the way you think. He claims his mom cheated on his dad and used the hotel to sneak around. The condom? Not his. It was hers. So Richie demands proof. He calls his mom on speaker and she hangs up. Minutes later, his dad shows up at the door. Richie says her baby daddy did not want to let his dad in. He looked nervous, almost scared. His dad was outside yelling, banging on the door. It wasn't just knocking, it was loud, aggressive, and desperate. Richie did not know what was happening, but something felt very wrong. She walked toward the door, planning to open it just to stop the noise and figure things out. But before she could reach the handle, her baby daddy shoved her hard. She fell back and looked up at him in shock. Go to the room now. He barked.
I was cracking. He was trying to explain. Let me explain. It wasn't nothing. I promise you. It was my mother. He ended up slipping out and said it was my mother. I'm looking at him like, what the fuck you mean it was your mother? I thought you said you dropped your mother off. What you mean? So he was like, I lied. I said, what? He said, yeah, I ain't no lying. I said, why in the fuck would you lie about some shit like that? What the fuck happened? Like, are you fucking your mother? I asked him that. But I was being sarcastic because in the back of my head, I'm like, ain't no motherfucking way he fucking your mom. He said no. I said, so where the fuck did this condom come from? What is going on? If you don't give me no answer, I'm about to leave. I don't know how the fuck he came up with this motherfucking answer, but he got an answer quick. And it was a fucking lie. Let me tell you what the fuck this bitch ass nigga said. Oh, so basically my mom and my dad been having problems or whatever, and she tried to use an excuse to basically leave and cheat. I'm like, bitch, stop lying. He was like, I swear to God, I'm not lying. I can call her right now. Call her. Call her, bitch. That's what I told him. Call her. So he called her. Had the phone on speaker. So the mom picked up the phone, and she was like, hello? At this point, he's crying on the phone. So, of course, she's very hostile. What's going on? Is everything okay? He's crying. She's trying to leave me. Her not even knowing we just got in the whole fucking wreck, and the car is gone. She's like, what's going on? Why is she trying to leave? So he ended up telling her she found the condom. And he was like, Mom, tell her this is your condom. She hung up the motherfucking phone. Y'all tell me why. 10 minutes later, knock, 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 knock. And guess who the fuck it was? Her motherfucking husband. Tune in to part 3 because this shit is so weird and so crazy. Like, I would have never expected some shit like this. Like, tune in.
That is when she saw it. He was holding a gun. Richie did not say a word. She just turned around and walked into the bedroom, scared and confused. A few seconds later, she had a loud gunshot. Panicking, she rushed out of the room. What she saw next stopped her in her tracks. His dad was standing in the middle of the living room, his hands dripping with blood. He wasn't yelling anymore. He wasn't even talking at first. He was pacing the room slowly like someone in a daze. Finally, he said it. I stabbed her. He kept repeating it like he did not even know he was speaking. Richie was frozen. Her baby daddy stood beside her, quiet. Then his dad pointed at them and said, sit down. They obeyed. The fear in the room was unbearable. Then the dad started talking. Not shouting, just talking, like he had something to get off his chest. He told Richie that he had his wife's phone linked to his iPad, so every message she got would pop up on his screen too. That day, he had been at work when he saw 2 messages that changed everything. The first one said, if you don't tell him what happened, I won't tell what's going on between me and you. The second one said, that's not your real dad. I cheated with the man I'm cheating with now. Richie couldn't believe it. The woman she called her mother-in-law was having an affair with her son's biological father. And that might not have even been the worst part. Richie was in the kitchen with her baby daddy, doing her best to keep calm. On the outside, she looked composed, grabbing towels, pretending like everything was normal. But inside, her heart was racing. She did not trust him. Something was off. Then, right in front of her, she saw something that confirmed every one of her fears. Her baby daddy opened the top cabinet and reached for a small plastic bag. From it, he poured a white powder into a glass of water. It did not look like medicine. He stirred it carefully, like he'd done it before. The powder vanished into the water almost instantly. Richie's body tensed up, but she did not react. She knew better than to show, so she stayed still. She stayed silent. But her thoughts were screaming. What did he just give his father? Is this poison? Moments later, they both returned to the living room where the dad was still pacing in circles, murmuring and wiping his bloody hands. Her baby daddy handed him the glass casually, like nothing was strange, and the man took it. Without questioning, without hesitation, he drank every drop. Richie watched every moment. She was expecting him to collapse, choke, fall over. But nothing happened. At least, not yet. And then, out of nowhere, the dad spoke. There were messages. Your mom told you, I'm using protection with your biological father, so I know this baby is yours. Richie felt like time stopped. Her ears were ringing. Her chest felt right. What? Those words, she couldn't believe them. The mom was pregnant, and she was sure who the father was. It wasn't her husband, not even the biological father of her son. It was her own son.
His dad knocks on the door. Oh, he really didn't even get a chance to just tell me what the fuck is going on. So he ran into the door thinking that it's his mother. So he looked in a peephole just to make sure. That right there, I'm like, something is wrong. The only reason why I say that is because nobody comes to our house. It's only the mama. So I'm like, why in the fuck is he looking through this peephole like he just done told somebody where we stay at? And why in the fuck is his dad here? Me not knowing, he just said something to me that will really change their whole entire life. Seriously. Which is calling his mama and saying that the condom is his mother's. This entire time, I was not expecting none of this shit to happen that's about to happen. Why? Because he's still telling lies, y'all. He's still telling lies. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not at the time. So once he seen that that was his dad, y'all, he knew something was up, but I didn't know. So the father of my child ran in the motherfucking closet. And you know what that means. He's trying to find his, So I'm asking him at this point, like, why the fuck is you doing it? Like, what is going on? Who is at the door? As soon as I say that, open the fucking door, open the fucking door, open the fucking door. I never seen his dad like this because his dad, let me tell y'all something about his dad, y'all. His dad is very super duper quiet. He is so sweet. He don't do all that rah-rah stuff. He don't do all of that arguing or nothing. His mother is the type to control a person. Like, she make it seem as if this man don't have a mind of his own. Like, whatever she tells this man to do, he is going to do it, no matter what it is. Remind you, I already know, like if you see how this man look, this is not her type. So she's basically using this man because she couldn't get no man for real. So I said, fuck this shit. I'm walking towards the door because something ain't right. I walked towards the door. I'm finna get ready to open this bitch. Why in the fuck the father of my child pushed me on the motherfucking floor and say, go in the fucking room? He literally said, go in the fucking room. That's exactly how I was looking. On my life, I was like, I wanted to say, who the fuck you talking to, bitch? But I was smart enough to just shut the fuck up, finally, and just go in that fucking room. But ear hustle, like a motherfucker. So he's about to open the door. Remind you, he got a pew-pew in his motherfucking hand. As soon as he opened the motherfucking door, y'all, he dropped the pew-pew. And it went off, but it didn't hit nobody. It did not hit nobody. But now I run outside the door because I hear something I shouldn't be hearing. Like, it scared the fuck out of me. So the door is wide open. His dad is standing there outside of the door. So me and the father of my child see the father. Blood D. He has so much blood on his hands, y'all. He told both of us to sit down. And I sat my ass down because he's capable of doing any motherfucking thing at this point. His mind isn't right. And I know it's not right because he never reacted like this. He has never reacted like this. So something is going on. The father of my child sat down too. The dad picked up the pew-pew, y'all. I don't know what the fuck he was about to do. I'm like praying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know what's about to fucking happen.
Richie sat there in complete shock, trying to hold back tears. This wasn't just betrayal. This was something darker, something so twisted she could barely understand it. The man she had a child with had been sleeping with his own mother. And now she was pregnant with his child. Suddenly, the dad starts acting strange. His words become slurred, his steps uneven. Then, without warning, his body goes limp and he collapses right there on the floor. Richie screams in panic, rushing toward him, but her baby daddy, he doesn't flinch, doesn't run, doesn't even look concerned. Instead, he walks over calmly, kneels beside his father and checks his pulse. After a few seconds, he stands up, flips off the bathroom light and shuts the door behind him, like he was just putting away laundry, not dealing with a possibly dying man.
Oh, now y'all, he's pacing back and forth saying, I stabbed her. So we both shocked as fuck. Like, I started crying. The only reason I'm crying because, I don't know what's going on. Like, this shit is scary. Like, this like some TV shit. Remind y'all, he still got the pew-pew in his hand, so I'm trying to like keep my composure, but I'm not saying nothing. But I look over and I'm looking at the father of my child. Y'all, he is not saying nothing. No tears, no nothing. He's looking clueless. The whole time he's actually looking guilty. So he basically stabbed his wife thinking like she's dead because all this blood. I mean, of course, I would think so too. That's what I was thinking. Y'all, the whole time she is not dead. Y'all, this lady is not dead. So, he's still pacing back and forth trying to plan something, like trying to think of an idea. Basically like a cover-up. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking at the moment. I don't know. I'm going to say it was a cover-up. Every time the father of my child tries to speak to his dad, the dad raised the pew-pew. And the father of my child just shut the fuck up because anything is bound to happen. But y'all, I forgot to tell y'all that his father loves me. Like, he literally sees me as a wife to his son. So I stopped crying. I was thinking like, okay, maybe I could just calm him down. I'm probably the only one in this situation that can calm him down. So I need to think of something, and I need to think of some shit fast.
Richie is horrified, shaking. Her breath is cold in her throat. She doesn't know what just happened. But she knows it is not normal, not right. And then a knock at the door. It is the cops. They say someone reported a missing person. Turns out it's her baby daddy's mom. She's vanished and now there is an open investigation. The police doesn't come inside. They ask a few questions, then leave. But something clicks in Richie's mind. She starts piecing it together. The person who reported the mom missing, it wasn't her husband, it wasn't a neighbor, it was their biological father, the same man the mom had an affair with, the same man who received the text saying the baby wasn't the husband's. And the dad, the man with the blood on his hands, he had stabbed his wife, then ran. ran straight to his son's place. The mom survived the attack, but the baby she's carrying, it is very real. And now everything is spiraling out of control. Richie, desperate to keep herself safe, tells the dad a huge lie. She says she's pregnant with his grandson. Instantly, his whole mood changes. He softens up, starts treating her like she's family. He even becomes protective. It works for now. They get in the car and start driving. Richie has no idea where they're going. Her mind is racing, but then they pull over at a gas station and everything takes a terrifying turn. The dad greets the station owner like an old friend. Turns out they go way back. As Richie asks to use the restroom, the dad agrees but tells his friend to accompany her, just to make sure she doesn't run off. Inside the restroom, Richie's anxiety shoots up. The man follows her, won't leave her alone. She locks the door from the inside, but within seconds, he uses a key and barges in. Then he makes a move on her, tries to touch her inappropriately. Richie screams loud. The store's alarm goes off. Someone had entered the store and the door sensor saved her. The moment was enough to throw everything off. The man quickly pulls back, pretending he was just checking on her. She doesn't say anything to the customer who came in. Too scared, too shaken. But when she gets outside, she tells the dad everything. His face changes. Rage. He storms back inside, finds his old friend, and begins beating him violently. Fists flying. No mercy. The man begs him to stop, apologizes over and over.
So he tried to stand up and walk to the bathroom. Y'all, why as soon as he walked in the bathroom, he collapsed on the ground, y'all? He collapsed on the floor. This man is passed the fuck out. I screamed loud as hell, because I don't know what the fuck going on. Like, I don't know what exactly he gave him. So while I'm standing in shock, the father of my child is standing over there looking as if this shit is normal. Y'all, these motherfuckers are crazy as fuck. Like, for real. Watch who you have a child with. Watch who you dealing with. Tell me why this man went in the bathroom just to check if he was breathing, cut off the lights, and closed the door. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you doing? Wake him up. Get him up. Like, what's going on? This man said he's okay. He ain't dead. Yet. I said yet. Now this bitch got me fucked up. Because, bitch, I don't want to be around this shit. Whatever y'all got going on ain't got shit to do with me, bitch. You cheated. That's all I know. So I told this bitch, I'm finna go. Couldn't even leave because I forgot that I told her the motherfucking car. Like, that's how bad this situation was. Like, fucking with my head, fucking with my mind. I forgot that I told her the motherfucking car. So I told this bitch, I'm finna get an Uber. Fuck all that. I'm finna get an Uber and I'm finna go. I don't need to be around this. And I don't want to be a part of no motherfucking crime. So he tried to pick an argument with me. Trying to pick an argument with a female that is upset is the worst thing you can motherfucking do. Because guess what the fuck I did? I picked up my motherfucking work boot and knocked this bitch in his big ass head. Yeah, bitch, don't play with me. Don't be trying to pick an argument, bitch. You cheated, ho. You must thought I forgot. Then you done lied about all this bullshit just for all this bullshit that happened. You literally made a fucking lie and exposed the truth. Stupid. So of course we started arguing again. We started arguing so bad we didn't even notice that we argued damn near 2 hours straight, y'all. Seriously, 2 hours. The only reason we stopped arguing because somebody knocked on the fucking door. So now we both looking crazy. Cause who the fuck could it be? The husband just said he just stabbed the wife. The only person that comes to the house is the wife. But the husband did just come at this motherfucking door. So it could be anybody. 911, what is your emergency? Yes, it was the motherfucking police, y'all. So basically someone reported that the wife is missing. I'm not talking because I don't know what the fuck going on still. I don't know what's true. I just don't know. The father of my child starts to speak up and they was asking questions like when the last time you seen her, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And he said the last time he seen her was at the hotel. Giving them the information and everything. Y'all wanna know so crazy? The police officer never stood inside of the house. Because if he stood inside the fucking house, it would have been worse. The gun was on the table. It was a rag of blood. And the husband is knocked out in the motherfucking bathroom, looking unalived. So the father of my child broke down and cried.
Eventually, he pays the dad money to make it all go away. The dad accepts it but threatens him, saying if he ever speaks about what just happened, he'll come back and finish the job. Richie, still shaking, gets back into the car. Just one more trauma added to the nightmare. The dad, clearly unraveling and desperate to avoid arrest, comes up with a plan so twisted it sounds like a movie plot. He tells Richie that they need to make it seem like she's been kidnapped. Not for fun, not as a prank, but to throw the cops off the trail. He hands her a phone and says, when they call, scream like your life depends on it. Then, right in front of her, he fires 3 shots into the air. Just to create panic. It's all for the audio, for the fake 911 call. The goal? Frame his own stepson, Richie's baby daddy, as the one who kidnapped her. That way, he'll take the fall and the dad could slip away. It was sick and terrifying. But the chaos doesn't end there. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, doctors finally confirm what many already feared. The mom is pregnant. And while she's recovering from her stab wounds, she reaches for her phone. She texts her son, "I'm sorry I did that to you. I only used protection with your biological father, so I know this baby's yours." The nightmare just got worse. It is real. She's carrying her own son's child. Richie and the dad end up encountering two drunk men outside a local bar. They pretend to be friendly, chat them up, and eventually convince them to give them a ride. The two men agree without much thought. They are clearly intoxicated and carefree. But during the drive, Richie and the dad quietly record the men slurring their words and admitting they're under the influence while behind the wheel.
The mother and the biological father? Let's talk about me and this husband. So remember when I told y'all we couldn't be at the hotel for long? Let me tell you why. And please stop trying to tell my story because you don't know what the fuck you talking about, alright? So as I said in the last part, he paid 4 days for the hotel. But we could only stay for a day and a half. Let me tell you why. Remember them two people who got us out that smushed ass car? I hope you do remember. If not, your brain is fried. The husband's phone and iPad was still working, y'all. Even though it was cracked the fuck up. And it wasn't nothing wrong with the pew-pew. So he told me to grab them 3 items. And I was looking at him like, I'm not finna touch this pew-pew, bitch. Nor the other shit. Cause bitch, I ain't slow. So one of the men went to go get those items out the car. They wasn't thinking too much about it. They just got it and put it in their car so that we can get in the car and they can take us where we need to go. While one of the men was driving, he told us that they were so drunk, he didn't know if they wrecked us out or we did it on our own. So the husband started typing shit in his iPad for me to read. So the 2 men won't hear him speaking about what the fuck he finna say. Which was basically, shut the fuck up, don't say shit. So of course I'm in my head like, noted bitch, noted, okay. Because who the fuck trying to get killed because you're trying to talk too much? Please learn how to shut the fuck up because it can actually save your life. So the husband responded to the driver and said, you did wreck us out and I have a camera on my car that's connected to my phone. I need to call the police so I can file a report. I'm hurt. Of course, the 2 men don't know all the shit that he done did. So they begging him to not call or they'll leave us stranded. Remind y'all, at this time, we almost an hour and a half away from that car that was smushed the fuck up. So the husband said, okay, that's fine. But I'll call the police and tell the police that you guys kidnapped us only because you're drunk. And of course you don't want to go for jail for DUI and kidnapping. Remind you, the whole time the 2 men are talking, husband is recording the whole conversation and showing their face at the same time without them even noticing it. Just in case they try to back out. And guess what the fuck they did? Tried to back the fuck out. The driver ended up saying, oh, that's my word against yours. So the husband said, are you sure? Husband ended up playing a video. Just so that they can hear themselves talking, telling on themselves. So the driver quickly pulled over. And both of the men begged the husband to not call the police. Y'all, they was begging so bad to where they end up saying, we're brothers, we can't live without each other. Live without each other? So the husband now looking at them kind of weird. Because what you mean you can't live without each other? Yes, bitch. They're actually gay as fuck and not brothers. Because why y'all hiding that y'all gay? Be loud and proud about it. What the fuck? It ain't that deep. But now you done made it deeper than what it had to be. Because now the husband is about to use that against them. So the husband asked, are y'all gay? Looked at each other crazy as the driver bust out and said, we wanted to keep it a secret. We wanted to keep it a secret. No one needs to know about this because we're married to women. Nasty ass nincompoops. That shit is disgusting. So you sitting here cheating and gay with it and you ain't telling y'all wives? Don't make no motherfucking sense. So now they're begging them not to even say that they're gay. The whole time me and the husband looking crazy as fuck because we don't give a fuck about y'all being gay. We don't know y'all. But of course, they're drunk as fuck. They ain't paying attention for real. So the husband got one up on him. And he used that shit to his advantage. And he ended up saying, I won't tell nobody if you give my daughter-in-law the key. I'm looking at this bitch like, daughter-in-law? How I ain't married to this funky ass bitch ass nigga. Are you cool? So I ain't saying shit. I'm trying to see if the driver trying to give me the keys. But I'm also thinking like, what the fuck you want me to do with these keys? Cause bitch, I ain't driving. On my soul, I'm not. Let me stop lying. I definitely drove. I ain't had no motherfucking choice. You got a pew-pew, bitch. Anything is bound to happen. So the driver ended up giving me the keys. The husband ended up telling the 2 men, I need y'all to go find y'all way home. We can drop you off. But if we drop you off, this is now our car. And if you say anything, I will tell both of you guys' wives. So the 2 men started laughing. But they quickly shut the fuck up when the husband picked up their wallet and raised the gun at them. The husband said, I know you have some type of money because I'm looking at the type of credit cards you have. I also have your ID. But I advise both of you to give me your phones. Or I will pew-pew you. At this point, it's nothing the two men can really do or say. They end up giving him the phones. Then the husband asks, "What's the passwords to both of these phones? And I need you to say it loudly. And I also need you to open it and let me see if it's correct." Y'all, they said it. And then they wrote it down. The driver said, "You can keep the car, you can keep the phones, you can keep the wallet. We won't say anything. Just drop us off home." And I did just that. We all got in the car. The two men are in the back seat. I'm driving, and of course, husband is the passenger, while pointing the pew-pew at the two men. They trapped. So I had to drive an hour and a half back just to drop them off. So now we're getting ready to pass by the car that's swished as fuck. The windows is tinted, y'all. The police is out there, and they have that road blocked. So they have other police directing the traffic. So the husband said to everybody, including me, "Keep calm or get killed." Bitch, who the fuck is you talking to? But I'm gonna keep calm because I don't want to get killed. So we're passing through like it's nothing. But the husband is also thinking, how the fuck we gonna go back? So of course he's looking it up in his phone, trying to see if he can find another route, just to avoid the police because it's too hot. Because he don't want me to drive back, and it could be a possibility that he can get caught, because that's his car that's smushed. So the two men were dropped off, and of course we found another route. So now we're back on the road again like nothing happened. Not to mention, he does have the two men phones and wallets. So he has money and other devices just in case if something happened. This a smart ass motherfucker. I feel like he done did this shit before. Have he? So now we're driving back. We got to the hotel. He booked us in a hotel using his real ID. Him not realizing that was the dumbest thing he could fucking do. Until we got in the room. Y'all, as soon as we got in the room, guess what the fuck he did? He smushed the phone. And he said, "Sorry, I just had to make sure that you're not gonna tell nobody." I hope you can understand how hard it is to trust anyone right now. I'm looking at this motherfucker like you done got me fucked up. You really got me into some shit that I can't get my ass out of even if I tried to. Because you got one up on me with the pew-pew. So he gets on the bed. He sit up and he says, "We can't stay here for long. I should have never used my ID. My car is smushed up. The police just found my car. And I haven't answered to the police ever since they called. So we have to leave." I'm looking at him like, bitch, I'm tired. I'm tired. So I'm trying to use an excuse like, "I'm pregnant. Can I rest, please?" So he was like, "Okay, you got 1 day to rest." And that's
As leverage, the dad uses that recording to threaten them. He says if they don't hand over the car, he'll turn the video in and report them for driving under the influence. The men panic, and that is when the next bomb drops. Richie finds out that these two men are secretly lovers, married to women, hiding their relationship, and now completely vulnerable. It's another layer of blackmail, more secrets, more danger. The dad tells them to hand over their wallets, phones, and IDs. They obey. Now in possession of everything, Richie drives them to a hotel while the dad, injured and unable to walk properly, gives instructions from the passenger seat. They drop the two men off, but not before threatening them to stay silent. If they speak, they'll be exposed. They check into a nearby motel, but the dad, still shaken and sloppy, uses his real ID to book the room. Minutes after, he realizes the mistake. He smashes the hotel phone so Richie can't make any outgoing calls. Richie, exhausted and desperate, begins to think about escaping. She plans to sneak out after the dad falls asleep, but he doesn't. Instead, he sits her down and forces her to pick up the phone. He points the gun at her head and tells her to call the baby daddy's mom. Richie is terrified. Her hands are shaking, but she dials the number because in that moment, there is no escape. Richie picks up the phone and calls the mom. At first, it is quiet, but the silence doesn't last. The mom launches into a cruel tirade, throwing every insult she can think of. She calls Richie infertile, mocks her miscarriage like it's a joke, and then, just to make it even more painful, she brings up Richie raising her little brother, twisting it like something to be ashamed of. Richie sits there, stunned, then without thinking, the words fly out of her mouth. "Are you pregnant with your son's baby?" There's a pause, no sound, and then the line disconnects. A few moments later, Richie's phone lights up. It's the mom calling back. She picks up. The mom's voice is low and trembling. "How did you know?" That's when it becomes clear. Everything makes sense now. Richie's baby daddy wasn't just involved in a sick situation, he was groomed. Since he was a child, he had been manipulated, emotionally trapped, and abused by the very person who was supposed to protect him, his own mother. This wasn't just some twisted relationship drama. This was deep generational trauma. Abuse hidden behind silence and fake smile. And now, a child had been created from that abuse. Not just a scandal, a tragedy. Richie says this story shattered her from the inside out. For 5 whole years, she kept it locked away, too broken to speak about it. But now that it's out, you can hear it in her voice. Every pose, every shaky breath, every pose, every shaky breath. This wasn't just drama, this was real pain. You don't have to believe every single detail. You can question the chaos. But what's undeniable is the weight she carries. Tell us your thoughts below. What part hit you hardest? And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss part 10 when it finally drops. Also, tonight, maybe check on someone you love. Just because you never know what they are silently surviving.